Heidi-ho neighbors, Rado Goji here, and welcome back to Squeeze the World LEGO Marvel Avengers. And now, as promised, oil cleaning action! 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 Yeah, I think you should be able to just scrub this over the oil. Because usually this works with, like, toxic spills and stuff. Oh, yeah, there it goes. It gives us money as well. So that's good. But yeah, like I was saying when I previously, right before I turned off the last video, the problem with a lot of these vehicles in the game, or in the story segments, the story missions, is that when you steer them, it's not relative to the positioning on the screen. It's relative to the way that they're facing. So if I was going this way, pushing up won't turn me right. I actually still have to turn right on the control stick, and it does take some getting used to, but it's the kind of getting used to that's a little bit harder for, well, at least for me. I know I can get used to it, controls like this fairly quickly. But like in some of those Fatal Frame parts, like you'll have seen the Fatal Frame part where I hold the controller, because by now I have all the Fatal Frame parts up, if I can predict the future correctly. But it did take me a bit getting used to the controls, but it was mainly the camera angles. It wasn't the kind of tank controls I'd expect from like Resident Evil, where up always moves forward. You still move in relative position of the screen, but I guess it's more like Devil May Cry, where you still move in relation to the screen, but it has fixed camera angles, and as soon as the camera angle changes, if you're still holding that direction, you're still going to move forward. But as soon as you stop, the controls are going to reacclimate themselves based on that camera angle. But with like I said, with the vehicles there, it's more like it always turns in relation to the way that the thing is facing.
Or at least I would be if I hadn't lost the official SHIELD signaling flags. And the next Quinjet is going to be in range for landing any minute now. Can you help me find him?
Okay, so those kind of text boxes, this kind of interface, that only usually loads up with side missions. And I guess we're technically in a side mission for the story mission, but that never really happened in a this is the first time I've seen this happen in a story mission in a LEGO game before.
If only I had some kind of, I don't know, a special SHIELD gadget or something that could locate my flags. That'd be really helpful.
Yes, thank you for the hint that I have to, you know, scan at the place that told me to scan already. I mean, I understand being kid-friendly, but at the same time, don't assume that the player is stupid. I mean, if you show me where something is, you don't need to vocally give me a hint afterwards. Oh, this looks like just some extra stuff up here then. So we got the flag. I don't know if there's more than one flag or what. We'll definitely need someone with explosives to destroy this, and unfortunately, as I've learned from the first level, Black Widow does not have explosives with which to destroy things. The only characters I've come across with explosive capabilities so far are Hawkeye and Agent Coulson. All Circle does is make me stealth. So I'm just going to take the flag back to Duderman over here.
I found him! Whew! Now it's my time to shine. Or signal, I guess. I just hope I can remember all of my training. Did I mention it's my first day on the job?
Oh, good. Okay, so all of our objectives are complete, so we can move on to the next set piece. I'm guessing here's where Captain America comes in. Yep. So let's follow this stud trail to... I said let's follow the stud trail to greet him.
Agent Romanoff, Captain Rogers.
Ma'am?
Hi. They need you on the bridge. They're starting the face trace.
See you there.
There's quite the buzz around here, finding you in the ice. Thought Coulson was gonna swim.
Dr. Banner,
Oh, yeah, hi. They told me you'd be coming.
word is you can find the cube.
Is that the only word I mean?
Only word I care about.
Oh, that wasn't
Attention,
very
this
nice.
is Agent Hill. All staff, please report to your stations urgently and prepare for takeoff.
I was hoping that Coulson would be able to stay with me so that I could blow up that thing, but apparently not. Actually, now that we do have Steve,
Is this a submarine?
Really? They want me in a submerged pressurized metal container?
don't target that first. Oh, that'll just activate the elevator, okay. Fair enough. And then the... I forget what they call this. The hover carrier... helicarrier. Okay, that's the helicarrier. I don't know why I forgot that. It's kind of one of the more iconic Avengers things. And, you know, because of these movies, everyone knows about Avengers now, so I probably should have known that. I mean, hell, I probably wouldn't have known if I hadn't seen the movies. I've been always more of a just X-Men, Iron Man fan as far as Marvel's concerned.
Captain, you're up.
Okay, there's... What is with everyone and the drinks? I understand it's a running gag, but... But Green Arrow didn't have one of those. I am also watching Arrow on Netflix, so that's pretty much my extent of, not really my super extent of Green Arrow knowledge, but you'll probably stop. General Zod did it better.
Not to a mischievous menace like you.
Look to your elder people. Let him be an example.
Yeah, you don't kill Stan Lee.
The soldier. A man out of time. Not the one who's out of time.
Loki, drop the weapon and stand down.
Agent Romanoff, you miss me?
Oh, there we go. I'm gonna play as Iron Man. It looks like we got two.
Crave subjugation.
I know that there are some LEGO games that allow, like, you to swap between more than two people. This does not look like one of them. Oh, we're in an actual boss fight now. Okay. This is a good chance to show off an actual boss fight, because we haven't had one of those yet. Despite having gone through 3 levels, we have not had a, just, you know, standard, you know, old-fashioned boss fight. Well, it's not your old-fashioned boss fight, actually. This is a LEGO boss fight. And LEGO boss fights usually have some kind of puzzle associated with them that you have to use in order to be able to take them out, take them down, do your stuff. I'm sure that Jeff Goldblum joke will offset the ones that I kept forgetting to make in Fatal Frame. But there's usually going to be some kind of trick to making them vulnerable to do damage. It looks like you can just plainly hit him at this point, and he does have 9 hits before you actually do take him down. But usually once you hit him, he'll go into some kind of invincible mode, and then you'll have to solve some kind of puzzle with the environment in order to be able to make him vulnerable again. Now in this case right now what I'm doing is I'm just, well, collecting studs. But there is probably something that we can do in just a second here. And it's a good indication of what you're going to be using is basically whatever doesn't get destroyed. Like we might be able to use those benches for something. It looks like we've gotten close enough to him to have him chase us around for a bit, which is okay. Because I want money. Because I'm Tony Stark and I want money. Okay, we've hit him a couple times. If this is going to turn out to be just a plain old just hit him a bunch of times, I'm going to be sorely disappointed because I've been wanting to show off an actual proper Lego boss battle for a while now, and we haven't gotten one. Like, the closest thing we've gotten, I think, was when we fought Loki in level 2, and that was just against his clones for a bit. Alright, let's hit him a couple of times then. So he's holding Tony, so we have to switch over to Steve. And then we hit him with Steve. See, that kind of thing. I mean, that's probably one of the least complicated puzzle things, but see, now it goes up to another set piece, and then he's going to do something to move the fight along, or make him invincible, or see, or summon more mooks. He's put himself in the shield, so we got to find a way to get out of the shield. And it was just taking out his mooks. Okay, this is a lot more boring than I've been, you know, building this kind of thing up to be. But sometimes there'll be some kind of a thing that you have to do, like destroy a thing and rebuild it into another thing to use to affect him in some way and make him vulnerable. A much better example of this is a boss fight in Lego Batman 3. And level 3 of that. Oh look, we have a shiny chain here, so we're probably going to use that for something. Captain America was taken out by civilians. And there's classical music still going on, so I don't know what that says about anything. But there was a boss in Lego Batman 3 where you fought a mind-controlled Batman, and he was surrounding himself with bats, and then as Robin and Alfred, you went around and you, like, you know, built things that would disrupt the bats, like spotlights or a giant boombox. You know, the kind of stuff that you'd see built in some of the story levels and whatnot. But, you know, they'll open up vulnerabilities in the bosses as well. And that's the kind of stuff I was expecting to see with this, but so far it's just been hit him a couple times, then hit his mooks a couple times, and that's pretty much been it. Now he's chasing me again. And all I want to do is get these studs, and that's another thing is they'll put studs in the middle of boss battles, and then you'll have to go out of your way to get mini kits or studs. If you're in free play mode, there'll be mini kits here probably too. And when you're, you know, just trying to go through every nook and cranny to get as many studs as you can, you might accidentally, you know, kill the boss or something. Now, I don't think that that's going to be happening here because we do have things to blow up. Although, that could just as easily mean that those are tickets to getting mini-kits. Which, as of right now, going through just the story mode and not worrying about collecting things is not that important right now. Switch back to Iron Man. I don't think either of us were technically with shield, so we're not going to be able to trigger that thing. Like, we're not formally employed with shield. Like, you know, Tony's just kind of his own guy, and so is Steve. But if we had, like, you know, Agent Coulson or, you know, Hawkeye or Black Widow, they would be able to trigger that. Alright, now I'm gonna see... Oh, those are a lot of stuff from that car. It's triggering that. So I'm just gonna leave him be for now. I think he'll eventually snap out of that little phase there. But in the meantime, I'm gonna start beating up on stuff. Now that I have this brief respite to do so, although I won't be able to blow stuff up. Only Iron Man can do that with the characters that I have. Like, I would need him to blow that up. Oh, I'm out of time. I've been Radio Goji and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?